Okay, so hi everyone. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the book that I read for English literature. It's called The Road. It was written in '06 by Cormac MacCarthy. It's a post-apocalyptic tale about a journey about this father and his son. And it's interesting to note that the father and the son throughout the whole book don't have any names, and so they're just referred to as like the father and the son. And it's a journey of them together, just roaming the country pretty much. And it doesn't give any specifics at all. It doesn't tell like what happened, why the world is so desolate, and there's pretty much no one else around. It doesn't tell where it happened or anything like that. So in that way, it's like really vague, but it's a very, very intense and entertaining book to listen to, and I'm sure to read. It takes place over the book takes place over a period of several months, and the two of them are trying to reach the ocean. Pretty much is their goal, and it just tells of the different trials and adventures, I guess you could say, that they go through together. In the book, you find out that the father's wife, or the son's mother, was with them at the beginning, but then committed suicide because she couldn't handle the stress anymore of the apocalyptic world that they were living in. And this kind of haunts the father throughout the book. He gets really depressed sometimes for numerous reasons, but one of them definitely is that his wife isn't with him anymore. And sometimes in the book he'll have dreams, and in these dreams his wife will appear to him, and she just apologizes for what she did, and the father begs her to come back, but obviously she can't. And then some other things that happen are they throughout the whole earth or world, wherever this world is, all the people that are there have turned to cannibalism, and so the father and the son have to be really careful about who they run into. And the father's always telling the little boy, "We gotta watch out for the bad guys," and because obviously they don't want to get eaten. And the father promises the son that he's not going to eat him. Like, that's not even an option. And it's a really interesting story to listen to, because, like I said, it's pretty intense, and it just kind of shows the struggle of the human heart, and how if we didn't have anything at all in this world, like how would we react, and how would we be able to survive just based off of hardly any food or sleep. The book is very, very descriptive about just the world in general, and how it just how it looks, and it's very, all I can envision is dark and lonesome and very godless in a sense. They throughout the book, some reoccurring themes is actually conversations that the father and the son have. The son gets very scared just with the world that he's living in, and the father's always like, "It's okay, don't worry about it," and that it seems like that conversation is repeated over and over again. And another thing is the father's always asking the son, like, "Are you okay? Like, why aren't you talking right now?" And the little boy's always like, "Oh, I'm talking." And it's a really cool relationship. I guess cool isn't even a good enough word to describe it, but a very deep relationship between the father and the son. And in a way, it also just shows how, in a spiritual sense, how we can have, or we do have, a relationship with our Father in heaven. and just the father in the story is constantly caring for his son, and the only reason that he's still alive is for his son, and he's willing to do anything for him. And towards the end of the book, he saves his son from some cannibals that they run into, and it just shows the sacrificial love that he has for his son. Then at the very, very end of the story, though, the father does die, and he has to explain to his son that he's not going to be with him anymore, and it's really sobering, and it just shows the type of relationship the father and the son had, and eventually the little boy ends up finding some good guys and staying with them. But it's just, that's a 5-minute plus short summary of the story, but I really, really enjoyed listening to it, and I would definitely listen to it again. It's very not easy book to listen to, because not at all, but it's easy in the sense that it isn't too complicated, and I think since it was written in 06, that it's a little bit easier to understand as far as language goes. But then in another sense, it has deep concepts in it, where it makes your brain think, and you're like, oh, okay, how should I apply that information or that just storyline or whatever, that concept to my life. Because I like to be able to take the things that I've listened to or read and be able to apply them in some way to my life. So I definitely highly recommend reading the book. Although it's super duper sad and it makes you think a ton, it's worth having your mind kind of jiggled around a little bit. And so I would highly recommend it. And yeah, that was The Road by Cormac MacCarthy.